Hey guys, Kyle from Chaparral Motorsports, and we have an exciting day planned for you and for us. We're out of the office and we're headed down to American Honda, or Honda Power Sports US if you follow them on Instagram. We're gonna have the opportunity to take a look at some brand new 2019 models that are pretty scarce. They're rare out there. We've got the new Super Cub, we've got the new Monkey, and potentially we might be able to put our butts into the seats of one of the brand new Honda Talons. Now, I personally have never been there before, so it's going to be interesting to see what that facility looks like. I believe that they've got kind of a showroom set up there in the front, and then they've got a bunch of warehouse space in the back where they keep all these units. So this is the location where all of the press bikes come and then get distributed to all the different magazines and media outlets so that you guys can get that first impression and first looks and all the stuff that comes out before these vehicles actually hit your local dealership. So this is a unique experience. I have a friend down there at Honda, and he's graciously allowed me to come basically hang out with him today at work. So I'm gonna be able to go behind the scenes and see some stuff that the average Joe doesn't normally get to take a look at. So I hope that when we get down there, we'll be able to allow the cameras to come behind the scenes with me so you can get a look at some of the stuff that is pretty much off the record. Well, we've got about 40 miles to go, so I'm gonna go ahead and bid you farewell for now, crank up some tunes, and enjoy the commute. Hey guys, Kyle Bratz from Chaparral Motorsports here, and we are at American Honda, if you wouldn't notice by the semi-truck here in the parking lot. This is an event rig that they have going out to a scooter thing, and if you look over here to my right, that's the Honda race team. So the trucks are back there getting loaded up to go to the next Supercross event. Now that obviously is hush hush and we can't see inside those, but let's go ahead and head in here. We're gonna meet up with Colin Miller. Now Colin Miller handles all of the press type bikes here at Honda Motorsports. Suburban Delinquent is a guy that we work closely with. We've been teaching him how to ride a dirt bike, and he currently has a Honda 450 RX that he's been riding that he absolutely loves. So we came down to meet Colin today, talk a little bit about the program that they have going on here. And my main reason for being here today is to be able to take a look at some of the brand new 2019 vehicles that it's tough for our dealership to get and have on hand because they fly out the door immediately, or even to take a look at some of the things that are new and upcoming that haven't yet hit the dealership. A couple of those would be this little Super Cub here, and then behind that, you see that Talon over there? Brand new four-wheeled vehicle from Honda that we'll get a chance to take a look at a little later. So anyway, let's come on in. Colin, good to see you, man.
Kyle, good to see you.
Thanks for having us out here to Honda today. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Glad to kind of host you guys, look around, and check out a lot of the new cool product we've got coming out.
So I see a couple old school race bikes in here. It looks like I see a Cole Seely number.
Yeah, so we got a little bit of history coming through here, starting with more of our modern bikes. We got, you know, one of Cole Seely's race bikes, Carmichael's race bikes, even going all the way back to some of the original Elsinores back there, original Elsinore race bikes.
Dude, the CR500, man.
Oh, they're beautiful, that's for sure. We try to keep them you know, as nice as possible for everybody to check out, kind of a little bit of Honda's history. So
today we're going to take a look at the Talon a little bit. We're going to take a look at the Super Cub. We're going to look at the new Monkey.
Yeah.
These are vehicles that we either haven't seen yet at our shop, or that literally they're sold way before they arrive at the front doorstep. So they get uncrated, and that guy's just impatiently waiting for that bike to get built. So what are you guys seeing in the marketplace today as far as those new vehicles and kind of the energy behind those at the moment?
Yeah, well, with the small bikes, like for example, like Monkey, Super Cub, and the Grom, since like 2013, have really been incredibly popular. They've been just coming out. Everybody loves them. I mean, originally you can't even keep them in the dealer, like you said. They're just going out, and we're seeing a lot of that with the Monkey too. A lot of that excitement coming across. That kind of, I guess, you get on the bike and you get the feeling like you had when you were a kid. You know, the first time you rode a bike, it gives you that same feeling, and so you can really kind of that energy that comes across when you ride it.
So when's that Trail 90 coming back?
Well, you know, they got some stuff that's close to it. You know, the Monkey, it really looks, if you look at the original like mini Trail, yeah, I mean, it's almost identical, the appearance, the color, two-tone colors. I mean, it just works out so perfect. So,
like if you want to take a look at the Z50A, that's kind of what that thing looks almost identical to. Exactly. Now, as far as size goes, what's the size of the Monkey compared to that original?
It is a little bit bigger. So, I mean, to make the Monkey kind of street legal and allow it to have kind of a more appeal to everybody in the current market, we did make it a little larger. It's kind of based on, you know, the Grom engine itself, but the chassis is a little bit different to provide that kind of old school dual shock feel, to kind of keep that retro styling. So it is a little larger, but a little bigger motor too, but so it allows more universal flow. You can actually take it on the street, go around. It's not just limited to a trail or anything like that.
So here inside this facility, this is where all the press bikes come and the demo fleets and stuff like that. So what kind of stuff happens out here in this shop?
So basically we're here at Honda's North American headquarters, and this is kind of the motorcycle service shop. So basically everything from, you know, demos we're taking to shows, dealer experiential events, to press bikes, everything is done kind of basically out of here. So we're prepping everything for our events, loaning it out, getting it to dealers, events, things like that.
Pretty awesome. So you mind if we go take a look?
Yeah, let's go wander around.
Sweet. So I was really blown away. I had no idea what to expect coming down here. I expected to see a little bit of a dealership.
Sure.
I expected to see some offices, but man, there are so many buildings here on campus. It's pretty phenomenal. So it's not just power sports, it's all of Honda North America, right?
Correct. Yeah, you have the auto division, you know, power equipment, things like that are based out of. They do some R&D here. We also have one of our parts load centers is here too. So there's so much going on out of just this one location.
All right, so as we were standing here in this room, I saw something roll in that was pretty exciting, and that's going to be this Honda Talon right here. Now, this thing is brand new. Not many people have actually seen it in the wild. It's pretty exciting. So can you tell us a little bit about the Talon?
Yeah, just announced probably a few months ago. We did kind of a joint announcement with our auto, the new Passport that's come out. And so this is, you know, brand new for this year. It's actually just getting produced, and I mean, like right now. And so you have two versions. You have the X version, which is kind of your not as wide, you know, a little bit less travel, and then the R version, which is kind of like the full, I mean, almost like a race setup. You've got the really long travel, large A-arms, everything. So those two different versions coming out, and it's really kind of our first step into the sports side-by-side world. We've been huge into multi-purpose for a long time, but this project, we've really kind of taken our dual clutch technology, put it into this unit, and it's awesome, that's for sure.
So is this vehicle going to be available in a standard transmission as well, or is it just going to be DCT?
Just dual clutch system, yeah. So basically you have the ability to paddle shift, just like you would with any kind of dual clutch setup, and really provides that direct power drive to the ground, so you don't get any loss through a CVT or anything like that.
So what would you say the biggest competition to this? What's this really going up against? I know Yamaha has their YZX that is pretty amazing machine, or do you see it more of like the traditional side-by-side, like a Razor or a Can-Am Maverick?
I mean, we're kind of just stepping into the side-by-side world, and we're not doing it basic. We're bringing out, you know, top-of-the-line product. So, I mean, really we're trying to bring up the Honda quality and the Honda name into that venue. So, I mean, we try not to, you know, pinpoint we're going after this or we're going after that, but we really want to just kind of bring our quality and our standard into that customer who's maybe been looking for something like this, and now it's here, basically. We know we've got a lot of customers like, oh, when are you going to produce sports side-by-side? Had multi-purpose for a long time, and now we're giving them the option to do so.
This thing looks really, really trick. Now, this is going to be available for general purpose starting when?
I don't have the exact dates it's hitting dealers, but I know with them getting produced now, it's usually a couple months after, so it'll probably be spring sometime. I can get you the for sure dates information.
Sweet. So what are some of the key things that this vehicle is going to feature that you guys are super stoked and proud about?
Well, like I said before, our dual clutch technology is huge. The ability to put, you know, dual clutch, you hear about DCT systems, and it's in the high performance, ultra high performance vehicles. And we've really taken that into our motorcycle line and even our ATV line before that. But to be able to bring it to like a full sport vehicle, it is really kind of a huge step for us. And we think that it'll be even for the customer when they get out there and they're driving it, they'll get the instant power delivery, the, you know, seamless gear shifts. You know, you've got direct power to the ground, all those benefits through that system.
Pretty phenomenal. What's the top speed on these?
I don't have that one right offhand. Yeah, I don't know. Usually we don't publish that stuff. But
gotcha.
Really good, so.
Sweet. Well, thanks for letting us come take a look at it today. It's a pretty amazing looking machine. Pretty excited to see how this thing handles on the trail when we actually get a chance to take this thing out and smash it through the desert. All right, Colin, moving on over this direction, we have what is essentially a Honda Grom motor in 3 different vehicles. Obviously, the Grom has the motor in it itself, and then we have the new Super Cub here and the Monkey over there. Now, what are you guys thinking as far as the different styles of vehicles here and kind of what we're going for?
So this is basically what we've turned as our mini moto lineup. And like it all started with the Grom originally, and just seeing such huge success with it. And this year we released the Monkey and the Super Cub. So all based on really the same engine platform. The Super Cub itself has a little bit difference when it comes to like transmission and the shifting portion. But all of it is really to kind of, you started off with the Grom to bring a younger buyer in. But one thing was we didn't expect is you got a younger buyer, but then you also got an older buyer too. You get a really heavy mix of people who, man, I remember riding a mini bike, and then someone who's like, I'm looking for something just to get into motorcycling. So that
you've also got the guy with it on the back of the RV. So these things cruise around the RV park, or I've also been in Arizona and seen these things all over the place. So the guy that doesn't want to jump in his golf cart jumps on his Grom and cruises around there as well.
Exactly. And then we saw, you see this kind of nostalgia movement with a lot of the bikes these days, and so it was really the perfect time to move on the Monkey. So you had that bike coming in based on the same engine as the Grom, but you look at that and you just can't help think like, I feel like I'm 6, 7 years old again, riding like a little bike. And just the way everything turned out, it's got, the old metal tank, metal fenders, the dual shocks, that really just, we can't even keep them in stock. Like you said, they're in and out of dealers like crazy. So it's the perfect bike for right now, and it just provides the guy who maybe wants a Grom, but he's like, I'm not into the kind of the futuristic style look. I want something more retro. That's perfect for him. So.
Big old fat seat on there too.
Yeah, exactly. Nice and comfy.
So as far as the Super Cub, so those here have standard shifting, right? We've got a clutch, we've got a regular transmission, ready to go. So the Super Cub here looks like it's missing a couple levers up here on the dash, or it looks like it's missing a lever up here on the dash.
Still has the normal brake lever, but it doesn't have a clutch lever, so it's a centrifugal clutch. So you still shift traditionally with your foot, but you don't need to pull in the clutch or anything like that. You just kind of let off the gas, shift, and that does that portion for you. So it allows it to kind of provide it really has a nostalgic feel, but it provides kind of a more universal riding appeal to someone who's maybe like, I'm interested in riding, but I am worried about having to deal with the clutch, since the manuals have gone a lot away in the auto world. But this provides that kind of stepping stone for maybe someone who wants to get out there and ride, but doesn't want the extra worry of having another thing to concentrate on. So, and then you could just see by looking at it that it looks nearly identical to the original Cub that they came out with. So just the look and appeal, and overall, it may look like the original one, but you've got modern disc brakes with ABS. It even has a digital key. You can see right here that it's a key fob, so you don't have to put in a key. You walk up, turn it on, and it's good to go. So really provides that extra quality.
So who's the customer, the Cub customer versus the Grom customer? What are you guys seeing as far as that goes?
I think the Grom customer, like I said, it does cover a lot of different bases, but I think the guy who's maybe been, or girl, either way, who's been riding or wants to get into riding, and something that's unintimidating. You ride something like this, and it's not scary, it's not worrisome. You can go out and just go for a nice ride, go run an errand, come back and forth, and just so it provides that little bit of extra feel and not intimidating at all.
Reminds you of a modern version of a Honda Spree.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly, right? Like that bike that you remember like taking a scooter with, or something small, and it was just like a quick and easy thing to do. That's really what this provides. And it's kind of a nostalgia model for us. We're really kind of playing our history. It's Honda's 60th anniversary in the United States this year. So it's really kind of playing on that as well. And it was Honda's global 70th anniversary last year. So really kind of on that heritage of our brand.
All right, so moving away from the Cub, let's step on over some of the bigger, badder machines. We got the Africa Twin over here, and the Goldwing, and the new Touring Goldwing. Real quick, what are some of the numbers on that Super Cub? So I know that we sell a lot here, what we think is a lot.
Yeah,
sure. As far as worldwide, what are we looking at?
Yeah, so that Super Cub is kind of a revamp on the original Super Cub, which actually is the highest motor vehicle selling ever. So over 100 million those have been sold.
So more than cars, more than trucks, more than anything.
Yeah, I think the closest car is like a Corolla at like 40 million, but that is well over 100 million now. Yeah, so if you think about volume in that vehicle, in terms of motor vehicles on the planet, highest selling ever.
That's crazy. So as long as we're on that topic of volume, one of the most sold ever touring vehicles is the Honda Goldwing. Now, this is what generation of the Goldwing now?
So this is the, what is it, the 8th generation, I believe we're on now. So, and you know, this one is basically all new for 2018. We totally redid it. So we had the old generation from, you know, started in 2001 all the way up until basically through 16 and 17. And we really took that to the next level with this bike and kind of have 2 versions. Basically, you guys, this is the standard version. So you see it has no trunk, a little bit shorter windscreen, kind of that kind of low bagger-esque style.
So it's very similar to what the F6B was.
Exactly, yeah. So that's kind of still in that same role, but you've got, it's still a flat 6 engine, but that is basically where it stops. The engine is all new from the ground up, whole new chassis, and you've got a standard clutch. You can buy it in a 6-speed manual transmission or a 7-speed dual clutch transmission.
So this is more of their bare bones kind of offering, and then we move up to the touring version, which is going to have the trunk. So visually, I'm looking at the 2. I see that the trunk's on there. What other creature comforts is that bike going to have that these aren't?
So this one, the touring version has the trunk, a little bit taller windscreen, things like a heated seat as well. So a couple additional little comforts. You also can adjust the suspension electronically on the tour model. So just kind of little things. I mean, overall, engine and things like that are all kind of the same. But you do get a little bit more comfortable features with the Tour for more of a long-distance ride.
Beautiful. Now, as long as we're talking about long distance, that takes us into our another genre, and that's going to be adventure motorcycling or adventure touring. Sure. So here we have the Africa Twin that debuted just several years, what, 4 or 5 years now?
Yeah, 2016. So we have kind of expanded on that model this last year. So we came out with the original Africa Twin, which was really kind of, it's an adventure touring bike, but they really built it to be kind of dominant off-road as well. I mean, we came out, you know, had a 21-inch front wheel, long travel suspension, really kind of made for that guy who wants to do, you know, some touring on it, but the bike is 100% capable of going, you know, off the pavement if you want to. And then with this last year, we brought out the Adventure Sports model. So you can see we've got a couple of them lined up here. The one on the end here is the Adventure Sports. And it really takes kind of that little bit more of a touring flavor somewhat, because you get an extra fuel tank size, you do get some of the extra protection, a little bit taller windscreen, a couple upgrades on the suspension as well, a little bit longer travel, so it has a little more comfort to it as well, and really just kind of that next level for that. So basically 2 versions of that available.
So the Africa Twins, are these manually adjusted suspensions, or is there an electronic setting that you can choose depending on what you're doing?
It is all manual adjustment, but you've got, you know, the premium, the long travel Showa suspension, front and rear, preload adjustable, compression adjustable, so all of those features are adjustable as well.
All right, so this is the big beast, the Africa Twin. We're looking at 1,000 cc's. Now, another bike that has been doing really well in the adventure segment's been that CB500X. People have been doing the Rally Raid kit, putting knobby tires on them, and making those into a real adventure bike. What's Honda going to do with that bike here in the future?
Yeah, so we've had that bike around for a couple years, and but we really have seen customers take that bike to the next level and where they wanted to take it. So for 2019, we've actually, you know, put a larger front wheel on it, longer travel suspension, given it more of that adventure feel, so you can do a little more with that bike. And that was really been, like I said, customer driven. We saw what customers were doing with it and how much they enjoyed it once they did do that, that we really took that and turned that into production. We took, oh, we can, you know, make our bike adaptable, make it more adventure style bike, and that's really where we're going with that. So that'll be coming out this year.
Phenomenal. So we have a 500cc version, a 1,000cc version. When's the Goldwing going to turn into an adventure touring?
Yeah, I know, right? Just put some knobbies on that and we'll go for it.
Well, Colin, this has been a fantastic trip. Thanks for bringing us out and let's take a look at all this cool stuff. We've got 4-wheel drive vehicles. We've got luxury touring vehicles. We've got adventure sports touring vehicles now, and we've taken a look at the smaller vehicles. We've got the Monkey, the Grom. We got the new Super Cub. This has been a really enlightening trip to kind of see what you guys are doing here. I gotta say, I am super impressed with the facility here. It's pretty amazing. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys can come out, get a chance to see some of the new product that we've had come out and is yet to come out. So really glad you guys were able to stop by, kind of check it out, and see what we got up to here at Honda. So
any chance we can get a walk through the Supercross rigs?
Maybe I'll arrange something sometime, but Now turn the camera off.
All right. Anyway, Kyle Brodge from Shop on Motorsports. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming with us as we've taken a walk through Honda North America. I'm Kyle. Until next time, take care and ride safe out there.